Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, brought to you by BetDSI, and I'm your host, Mitchell Renz. I see a lot of comments flowing in, and I hope that you guys liked my news and my rumors because I enjoy doing those, and I love that I'm looking down right now, and I got 130 people live on YouTube and over 70 live on Facebook. So shout out to everybody for watching the show. Remember, use hashtag Raiders to get your show or get your comment on the show. And by the way, subscribe below to youtube.com/RaidersReport. Let's have some fun. Once I get out of here, I'm going out. Shout out to you. Cheers, everybody. I'm drinking with you. First question I got coming up here that used hashtag Raiders is from Pulse Livid. Who's our top free agent targets? Well, first off, I would say go back and look at my top 5 free agent running backs that I gave out just a few days ago, but I've also given out some players like Jadeveon Clowney. I've heard players like Trey Flowers is an interesting player. Le'Veon Bell, Tevin Coleman, Mark Ingram. I want to know from you, though, Pulse Livid. I want you to slide on into my DMs at MitchellRenz365, and I want you to give me your top free agents. And anybody who's watching the show, comment below. Top free agent targets. Next one is from Mikel Raider, and this guy watches a lot, and damn, you've been working out in that picture? You're looking good. Will Marshawn Lynch resign? No. I'm going to give this one 0 Chucky S because I just don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to retire. And if they're not going to play in Oakland in 2019, which, as you watched before, I think they're going to, but I just don't see Marshawn coming back and playing for a team that I think is going to be mediocre. I think the Raiders are going to make that push for 2020. Hey, Chris Warren, anybody? Let's get it. Next one coming in, Loop Torres. Do you think that Devin White at number 4 is a reach? As I reach for my beer, yes, I'm going to say that I think it's a little bit of a reach. I like Devin White. Talented linebacker, really good linebacker out of LSU. However, I like Clelin Ferrell. I like Quinnen Williams. I think Devin White is not a top 10 pick. He's a very talented linebacker, but at pick 4, if we're really sold on White, I'm going to start making some more Dwayne Haskins to the Raiders rumors. That way, teams like the Giants, the Jaguars need to trade up if they want Dwayne Haskins. Then we could slide back a little bit, get a few extra picks, and you know what, Devin White then, maybe I wouldn't mind it so much. Next one coming up is from Corey the Beast King, and that picture is interesting. Raiders, Larry Fitzgerald going to the Raiders. Remember, guys, it's hashtag Raiders, not hashtag space Raiders. So, Corey, whatever you're drinking, maybe you should put it down. Larry Fitzgerald going to the Raiders? No. No, I mean, I can't imagine that he would leave anywhere besides the Cardinals. And at this point, why would we try to get a wide receiver at 34 years old? Yes, I love Larry Fitzgerald. He's going to be an easy Hall of Famer, but I'm not necessarily sold on him coming to the Raiders. Next question in, and if anything, I should have started this show off that this show was brought to you by Eric Hayes, because before the show even started, like 45 minutes beforehand, I got Eric blowing up my DMs like chicks blow up my DMs when I wear Mizzen+Main. It's insane. So, should we sign Anza in free agency, as Dom looks at me? Interesting. It's our producer, Dom. Shout out to her. Should we sign Anza? I like Anza, but he needs to be able to stay healthy. When he's on the field, he's really talented. He's able to get after the quarterback. The issue is he can't stay healthy. If you can't stay healthy, and I hear all the time everybody's worried about Nick Bosa not being able to stay healthy, look at Anza. That's one player who's really struggled. So, if you get me healthy, Anza, yeah, let's go after him. If it's what I've seen the last year, I'm not too sold on that. This one's from Jamie. Raiders Warren going to be the new beast mood. The beast mood. What is a beast mood? Beast mode? Maybe, because that was what we were hyping around to be. You got to think, in the preseason, he had 292 rushing yards in 4 games, and he was looking great. And I think that's what we were hoping, or at least Texas was hoping when he was running the football there. But, Jamie, I don't know, your picture reminds me of Carlos from The Hangover, so maybe not at the table, Carlos. Next one here is coming in from Omar Hassa. Raiders, if the top guy on the Raiders board is a defensive tackle, should we pull the trigger at number 4, or should we reach for a defensive end if Allen and Bosa are gone? Well, I think defensive end we can all agree is the biggest need, right? So you guys can comment whatever you guys think the biggest need is. And I'm looking down here and see how many people we got. 137 live. That's what's up. Cheers to you. So, okay, I like Allen, Bosa. Those are my top 2 players. And then it was Quinnen Williams and Clelin Ferrell. I like Clelin Ferrell at number 4 if he's there. If Quinnen Williams is there at 4, there's a reason why the Raiders were 4-12. We got a lot of pieces. We need a lot of things. And at the end of the day, I want the most talented players on my team. This one's coming in from Justin. And Justin looks a lot like Michael Myers, so that's creepy. Raiders play in Fresno, California. I'm going to give this one Chucky head. I would say that that's a small shred of truth. I gave out my BetDSI odds earlier in the Raiders Rumors show, so if you're just tuning in now, go back and watch my Rumors segment. Heck, I might even post a cut after this live seg. But I have the Raiders playing in Oakland. They're about to meet with them here soon, and for that reason, I think they're going to be in Oakland. This one's from Brock and Nesh, and I'm not sure, is that a picture of maybe you and your wife holding hands? That's cute. Will we draft Murray? Odds say so. Well, according to BetDSI, the odds to sign Kyler Murray are in the favor of the Oakland Raiders, and it's actually plus 250 odds for the Raiders to get Murray, but I think we're just making that comparison because, one, I talk about it a lot, so our main sponsor does it, but also it's the Oakland A's, right? I mean, Oakland, makes sense. The Raiders, or the Oakland A's affiliate team, AAA baseball team, is located in Las Vegas. I think Kyler Murray has absolutely no reason to not come out into the NFL draft, and I'm glad he's doing it. But the only way Kyler Murray, I think, is going to be a Raider is if maybe that blockbuster deal between OBJ and Derek Carr goes down. So that's my personal opinion. This next one's coming in from Casual Donuts, and I love all kind of donuts, so I'm all about this. Should the Raiders trade for Aaron Rodgers? What are they going to... How? How, Casual Donuts? You watching? I hope you're watching. You tell me right now how we're going to get Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to take a sip of beer. Because I have absolutely no idea how we're going to get our hands around. Probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Throw it out. DM me. Slide in my DMs. Heck, anybody who's watching this show right now, tell me how the Raiders can get Aaron Rodgers on Twitter. Best answer gets a retweet from me. This one's coming in from Keith Garcia. Egghead, get a new picture. Signed Clowney with an actual clown. If he's available, sure, but I'm pretty sure the Texans are going to franchise tag him, and at that point, I don't know if the Raiders are going to offer up that much money to be able to get him out of the franchise tag, so Clowney, probably not going to be a Raider. Next one's coming in from Brandon Munoz. Sign Doug Martin. Why? I understand Doug Martin started to play okay down the end of the season, but he's a free agent. Jalen Richard's a free agent. I would rather have Chris Warren, so anybody who's watching the show right now, Chris Warren or Doug Martin, comment below. Because for me, it's Chris Warren, and it's not close. I've seen what Doug Martin can do. I don't want Doug Martin. I would pick all those running backs that I listed before. Give me Tevin Coleman over Martin. Give me Jay Ajayi. Give me trade for Leonard Fournette, Mark Ingram. I don't know if I want to pay Le'Veon Bell $17 million, but I've seen Doug Martin. I've seen the muscle hamster. I'm ready to put him down. It's your boy Gage. And is there any chance this up-and-coming draft can be a bust? In terms for the Raiders or just in total general of the NFL draft? Sure, the Raiders can have a shitty draft. Heck, look at the last few years. Since 2014, that's really the Raiders' only good draft and one of the best players we gave away. So that kind of sucks there. But sure, there's a chance. But with the amount of picks that we have, 6 picks in the top 95, 3 first-rounders, and if it was up to me, I would actually trade that number 4 pick. I'd move down and maybe even get a few more picks. So is there a chance it could be a bust? Sure. I'll give it one Chucky head, though. This one's from Jamie or Jaime. I don't know. My Spanish is horrible. Sorry, Baxter. Should the Raiders draft Marquise Brown and pass trading for AB? Yeah, I would rather have Marquise Brown and not get AB. I think the Raiders or any NFL team, if you're going to go out and get Antonio Brown, you better be in win-now mode because he's going to be 31 years old in July. Moving to Oakland would be tough, or moving with a new quarterback would be tough, new system for AB, so I don't know how that would necessarily work. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm a fantasy football guy. I necessarily don't know if the value would be there, right? AKA Mari Cooper. What would the Raiders give up for ABs from Big_Dro, and I'm not a troll. I feel like by having that picture, you're a troll. So are you a troll? Let me know. What would the Raiders have to give up for AB? Well, I originally did a segment where I thought that they could potentially have to give up 2 first-round picks. And the reason why I say that is because you need to think about this. If the Steelers trade Antonio Brown, they're trading him away, and they still have to pay him $21 million. They're going to pay somebody $21 million to not even play on your team. So they're going to be looking for a lot. I understand there's rumors around that they only want a second-rounder. They're going to get, I think, at least a first-rounder for AB. I just don't really think the Raiders should ultimately give up for AB because we're just not in win-now mode. It sucks to say it, but let's go 8-8 this year. Which, again, 8-8 is probably the worst record you can do. Ask Jeff Fisher. But, let's, 2020 vision, that's what I'm all about. Sorry, guys. Gotta hydrate. Trade the 4th pick this year for Adam Vinatieri. No. Next question. Craig. Will we get Hopkins? Dustin Hopkins or DeAndre Hopkins? I guess that would be my question for everybody watching. We're not going to get DeAndre Hopkins. And I don't really think we need Dustin Hopkins. So I like Daniel Carson. I'm going to stick with him, Craig. Oh, what a name. Oh, we skipped it. Okay, it's all right. Walk-in Pampers. Or who are we bringing up here? I'm not sure. Not your father's root. Yep, I love drinking that stuff on the beach. And shout out to you for the really, really clever name. Fire Tom Cable. Yes, please. Where do I sign up? I want you to type F in the comment section if you want the Raiders to fire Tom Cable. Because guess what? I'm going to do it right now. Because that's how I feel. Because I want no part of Tom Cable. I watched Tom Cable be one of the worst offensive line coaches in Seattle. Russell Wilson was getting killed, and he's a mobile quarterback. So what happens? He comes on over to the Raiders, and Derek Carr gets sacked more than any other quarterback in the NFL. We had one of the best offensive lines, and I understand there was injuries, but Tom Cable, please fire him. I'm going to DirecTV. This one's in from Walk-in Pampers. Will we play in Tucson, Arizona? And originally I thought this was Tucson, I'll be honest with you guys. So, will we play in Tucson, Arizona? I don't think so. I gave it one chucky head a week ago. I'd give it about half a head right now. I think we're going to play in Oakland. And, look at this. We got Bet DSI odds for where the Raiders are going to play their 2019 home games. You got Oakland there at plus 120, thanks to our sponsor, Bet DSI. San Diego at plus 250. Santa Clara at 400. Phoenix Raiders. Sounds just horrible. Seattle here at plus 1,000. San Antonio plus 1,000. If you want to put $10 on them playing in San Antonio, win $100. Portland, Memphis, no thank you. Not going to put my money there. Toronto, I don't really want to go into the 6 with Drake. St. Louis, London, plus 5,000 odds. Now I'm going to pass on that. And then the field at plus 500. I'll put my money on the Raiders. Yeah, I might not make a lot of money off it, or put my money on Oakland. But shout out to BetDSI, jetsports.com/bet. Another question coming in from Eric. And Eric, I'm surprised that your fingers don't hurt from the amount of questions that I've seen that you guys been typing in. And look at that. We just crossed 150 people watching. So I want to take a sip of beer. And while I do that, I would like this. I have a favor to ask. Because my boss told me today that we can do more shows like this once I hit 10,000 subscribers. So, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Send it to a friend. Tell them to subscribe. Let's keep growing the channel. Cheers to you. All right, Eric, what do you got for me? Trade down via Dallas for Chiefs, 2nd, and Dee Ford, a.k.a. great pass rusher, a.k.a. Raiders dead last in sacks, a.k.a. Raiders had 13 sacks, next closest team had 30, a.k.a. I'm more of a Chevy fan than Dee Ford. But, sure, I mean, if we can get more picks or if we can get extra whatever and we need a defensive end, Eric, I believe you. I'll be honest, I haven't watched all that much on Dee Ford. I haven't gotten that far into my draft process yet. I'm still kind of focusing on our top 10 picks a little bit here, or our top pick in the top 10 draft. That sounded weird. Next question, Justin Lozano. Pick Kareem Hunt. So when I originally gave my top 5 running backs, I thought about going with Kareem Hunt. I really did. And probably one of my most famous Raider Nation rumors, and I don't remember who gave me the rumor, but Kareem Hunt's probably going to get suspended, 6 games is probably my prediction here. And he's a talented running back. I understand what happened, but at the end of the day, if you can be productive and you can be a good running back, sure. And he's going to be super cheap. I'm on here to talk about football, and I'm on here to make the Raiders better, and I think the Raiders are going to do the same thing. If Kareem Hunt makes the Raiders better, let's get him in silver and black. Next one in here is from Dopeboy561-56. Interesting name. You think the Raiders will re-sign Martavis Bryant? Well, first, Dopeboy, put your thing away, and maybe, use your noodle. Think a little bit. The Raiders will re-sign Martavis Bryant. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Martavis Bryant's time in the NFL is over. The real Mr. Raider Nation. Interesting. Pick all defense in the first round picks. So we have 3 picks, 27, 24, and 4. I wouldn't necessarily be against taking all defensive players because we definitely need help in the defense. But our very own Tom Downey had a tight end, Noah Fant, going there from Iowa to the 27th pick. I've seen 24th pick go a different way. I like Montez Sweat a lot. And then I think we have to go defense in that top pick unless we trade down a little bit. But even in that case, if the Raiders don't pick a lot of defense in this draft, I'll definitely be scratching both of my heads, that's for sure. This question's coming in from Corey. Dom got that joke. That's what's up. Who else did? Type 1 if you got that joke. Raiders draft a quarterback. Who, right? So we talked about Kyler Murray earlier and his odds, and right now the Raiders have the highest odds to draft Murray, but I don't want Haskins. I don't want Murray, and I think Derek Carr is the option here. I think Derek Carr is the franchise quarterback, and I think that the Raiders should stick with him. So for that reason, I would really be ticked off if the Raiders drafted a quarterback. This one's coming in from McVelly. You comment on the show all the time, so shout out to you, and I really appreciate it. I'm just bad with names. You can ask probably all the few girls that I've talked to because I don't really remember their names. But where can I get a good suit? Well, I can actually hook you up with a few places to get a good suit. You can go to reveal.com. We can hook you up with the suit there if you got a college team. Or my suits here are provided, I think, by Boss, I think is the one I have on now. Not sure. But to be honest, man, what makes me look really good is Mizzen+Main. And shout out to Mizzen+Main. Go to www.comfortable.af because these shirts are indeed comfortable as F. If anybody wants a Mizzen+Main shirt, tell them Mitch sent you. Maybe we can work out a deal. Guys, I'm telling you, your sweat wicking technology, you're not going to sweat in them. You can work out in them. You can sleep in them. Your boss isn't going to know. It's the best damn dress shirt, and they're made in America. Again, it's www.comfortable.af. Can I get some AFs in the comment section? Next question coming in here is from Craig, and this one might be a little cray-cray. Will Justin Tucker be a Raider? No, he will not. I don't see Justin Tucker leaving the Ravens, and I think the Ravens would actually be very stupid to let the best kicker in the NFL right now walk out their door. And, so yeah. Next question. Hang on. Is drafting Quinnen, not Quentin. It's okay. We'll get there. Quinnen Williams a smart move if Allen and Bosa off the board? I would rather have Cleveland Ferrell, but Quinnen Williams, I think, is a better player. But if we're going to go off need, I'll actually have Cleveland Ferrell. That would be my pick there. That's why Cleveland Ferrell was number 3, Quinnen Williams was 4, and then Greedy Williams is number 5 on my big board. Ahmed, what's going on, brother? Should the Raiders draft Dwayne Haskins? So, should they draft Dwayne Haskins? Absolutely not. Should we make a rumor around the Raiders drafting Dwayne Haskins? Absolutely. And I see sometimes people get mad at me when I say this because they don't understand what I'm trying to do. Let's get the Giants or the Jags or any team that wants Dwayne Haskins thinking a little bit. Their mind's going to start churning and be like, if the Raiders want Dwayne Haskins, maybe we have to jump up and give them extra picks. That's what I want. So for that reason, you know what? Yes, the Raiders should draft Dwayne Haskins. Fingers are definitely not crossed behind my back. Next one coming in here is from Greg Olson. Or should we fire Greg Olson? It's actually from Caleb from Parkhurst, and he's traveling in the snow. Are you from Siberia? My lord. Should we fire Greg Olson? I'm going to say no. I want to give him another year. I want to give all the coaches, minus Tom Cable, at least one more year. This one's coming in from Peter Vermack. Will Donald Penn play or retire in 2019? I think he's going to retire. I mean, he's 35 years old. He ended the season on IR. I can barely get out of bed, and I'm 25 years old, and I, go to the gym or physical therapy a few times a week. So, that's how that is. I can't even imagine playing football at 35 years old, and from what it sounds like, I don't know how determined he is to come back. So I think Donald Penn is going to retire. From Lupe Torres, what's going on, my dude? Who is the top realistic free agent the Raiders will and / should target? Defensive end is definitely a need. Running back is a potential need. Wide receivers a need, even though the wide receivers are not very good. Let me put together a top 5 for you guys later on in a video. I don't want to give away too much. Next one coming in here is from Ural Durante. Oh, my lord. What a name. Sorry. Bell and Brown to the Raiders. I'm going to say that's 0 Chucky heads, tuck rule. Tuck that. And I just don't see both of them going. If I had to put money on it, I think Le'Veon Bell is going to be a New York Jet. And then according to BetDSI, odds for Antonio Brown in 2019, it's looking like he's going to be a San Francisco 49er. And when you hear reports, oh, look at that, plus 200 odds. Didn't even see that. Plus 200 odds for the 49ers. But when you look at reports, George Kittle's trying to recruit him there. Jerry Rice is saying that AB wants to be a 49er. So that's what I'm hearing. New York Jets at plus 300. I would love to see AB, though, with the Colts. I'll be honest. I'd be loving that Andrew Luck AB stack on FanDuel. Then you got the Houston Texans at plus 750. The Cleveland Browns at plus 1,000. Then the Raiders come in there at plus 1,000. So if you want to put $10 down on AB going to the Raiders. If he does, you'll get $100. Might as well put it on chatsports.com/bet. Get $120 for free. Next one coming in here is from Caterpillar Ford. What happens 10 years down the road? Are you like Butterfly Ford? Is that a bad joke? Maybe. With the second first-round pick, we get a wide receiver ? So I like the idea of getting a wide receiver because we need one, but I'm still going to go with defense. If Devin White is somehow still there, that'd be great. Montez Sweat also is a player that I really like at number 24, but I'm not the NFL draft expert here at Chat Sports. I'll be honest. I do Raiders, I do NFL, I do Yankees once in a while, but NFL draft is not my forte. That belongs to Tom Downey, and he's one of the best guys in the industry. You guys should go follow him at @WhatGoingDowney because the dude knows his NFL draft stuff. And here are his top wide receivers in the 2019 draft. DK Metcalf out of Ole Miss, and N'Keal Harry from ASU, Marquise Brown, Oklahoma, Kelvin Harmon, NC State, and then JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Got it right. Nailed it. Out of Stanford. So these are his top wide receivers in the 2019 draft. So maybe if one of those can go to you, I want you to ask Tom. I want you to take a screenshot of this, send it to him on Twitter, and be like, yo, Tom, who should the Raiders get if they're going to get a wide receiver? So I don't know a lot about the NFL draft. I'll be honest with you when it comes to wide receivers, at least right now. But I want to know from you, who's your favorite wide receiver in the draft? I want you to comment below if it was one of those top 5. If it's somebody else, hit me up on Twitter at MitchellRens365. But also hit up my man Tom at @WhatGoingDowney. Raiders Mailbag, extra questions coming in now from Ali Comer. Remember to use that hashtag Raiders. Hashtag Raiders in the comments, and then just give me a question, and then guess what? We'll get the questions rolling in. This one's from Ali, so shout out to you. What's the likelihood of the Raiders trading the number 4 pick to the Packers for their 12th and 32nd pick? What's the chances of it happening? I'll say one chucky because anytime a trade it's going to happen, it's hard to predict, right? Like, it's probably less than 10% chance. Hang on, I need to hydrate there. However, that being said, I do have the trade graphic up here, and I'd like to show that. So the Packers would receive a first-round pick in 2019, which is the 4th pick that the Raiders have, and the Raiders would get the 12th and then the first-round pick in 2019, which is actually the pick via the Saints. So that's still not set in stone, okay? Still not set in stone. If the Raiders could do it, it would be interesting. They do get more picks, but to be honest, I actually think that they might be able to get a little bit more for that 4th. I mean, you see teams give up a lot, but why would the Packers trade up to 4 would be my bigger question. This one's coming in from Andrew Coed. I hope that's pronounced right, and this is a Coed-friendly show. The Raiders will let Jared Cook walk and draft a tight end in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft. I would be upset if they did. Because when you look at his 2018 season, I mean, Jared Cook was good. 101 targets, 68 catches, 896 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Like, I thought Jared Cook was a pretty productive tight end, and he was Derek Carr's number 1 guy. However, if they do want to look into the NFL draft, my man Tom Downey hooked me up with his top tight ends in the 2019 draft. And when he did his mock draft just a week ago, he actually had the Raiders at pick 27 taking Noah Fant, who's a super talented tight end. And right now, Iowa's looking like tight end you. They produced George Kittle, and heck, from what I hear about Noah Fant, a lot of good things there. And the Raiders, sure, they need wide receivers, but why not get a wide receiver / tight end who's super talented? Noah Fant, Irv Smith, T.J. Hawkinson, Dawson Knox, and then Caden Smith are Tom Downey's top tight ends in the 2019 NFL Draft. My next question coming up here is from OC Run. Hiring Mayock was totally Al Davis-esque revolution. Can Mark, John, and Mike now hire Peyton Manning to be Carr's quarterback coach? Interesting. I would absolutely love to see Peyton Manning on the sidelines. John Gruden, Peyton Manning would be dope as hell. But this show isn't about me. You guys know that. Would you want Peyton Manning as the Raiders quarterback coach? I want you to type 1 for yes or type 2 for no. I'm going to take a sip. Oh, this jacket is a little tight. It's hard to reach my arms up. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Peyton Manning, Raiders quarterback coach. This next one in is from Oregon Shit. Is it wrong to hope New England wins against Kansas City? I hate both almost as much as I hate the Niners, but now that one of them's got to go to the Super Bowl, I guess I realize I hate KC more. Well, this is a tough game, and this might sting a little bit to see on screen, but here's the AFC matchup. This game's on Sunday at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS in Kansas City, and the New England Patriots right now are the underdogs. The Chiefs favored there by -3 according to BetDSI. The over-under in this game is 54.5 points. Now remember, the Patriots already beat the Chiefs in a previous matchup 43-40. So with that being said, who you got in the AFC Championship game? I want you to type C for Chiefs. I want you to type P for Patriots, okay? C for Chiefs, P for Patriots. Who's going to win the AFC Championship game? My next one coming in here is from Kenny Purvis. And being the 4th pick, Allen and Furl toss one will be going, and Bosa will be gone. So trade up or trade down and get more picks. Now, I understand the question, and I like both options here. But if it was up to me, oh wait, I'm going to let you guys, before I give away my answer. What should the Raiders do with the number 4 pick? I want you to type U for trade up, type D for trade down, or type S for stay at 4. What should the Raiders do with their number 4 pick? Okay, and if you want to know what I think, slide into my DMs at MitchellRans365 on Twitter, on Instagram. If you want to Venmo me, it's also at MitchellRans365. This question's coming in from my dude Cameron Smith. What's up, brother? Who's the best option for the 24th pick? I like Montez Sweat. I think he's a really talented defensive end. He's going to be able to get after him. Heck, in 2017, he led the SEC in sacks and tackles for a loss. So that's a really good player that we can go out and we can target. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, brought to you by BetDSI, and I'm your host, Mitchell Rans. Follow me on Twitter at MitchellRans365 for the latest Raiders news and rumors. And remember to subscribe below to YouTube.com/Raiders Report. I want to say thanks for tuning in to my live session. I'm going to keep doing more of these, and if we can get to 10,000 subscribers, which you're going to see on the end screen, just click that subscribe button. I'll be doing more videos, so I'll see ya. Go Raiders. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.